Okay, so welcome, Sanji, and welcome anybody who may join us live or who may watch this video at a later date. My name is Anthea Alexander. I'm a wellness coach and I live in Melbourne, Australia. I have a special interest in emotional well-being, and the topic that we've chosen tonight is about the concept of freedom. It's really about, I guess, emotional freedom based around emotional freedom. We're not going to be discussing political freedom, I don't believe, anyway.
Me neither.
We won't get into anything that might be contentious or offend anybody. So it will be, yeah, about based around emotional freedom. And tonight I have with me Yogi Sanjivana, or Sanji, and I'll let him introduce himself and explain a little bit more about himself. Over to you, Sanji.
Thank you. And we will definitely like to hear about what you do and about the things also. Like I heard like some products and all. Also, please tell us about that. So I'll just
Sure.
briefly tell about myself also. Uh, my name is Sanjeev, and many people like call me, like Anthea said, Sanjeev. It's easy to say, you know. And I'm a meditation teacher. We do a lot of things from spiritual guidance, counseling, mentoring, spiritual wise, and then it goes life coaching and all the way. Even there were instances of like suicidal prevention, sober therapies, and we do a lot of charity work. So we all got together, and they are me and another nice group of people, and we are holding the spaces for people to join in and express themselves without any like judgmental, without being judgmental, or like even things like politics and all. So we are trying to have like a open mind, yeah, and and try to deliver something wholesome to everybody, even the future generations, and these videos will be shared. So even years to come, somebody who's coming across them can meet and take some use of it. uh. So please, Anthea, please tell about your how you help people, and even I heard like about some products and all that can help people. Just in a way, like people can get to know.
Sure. So I have a special interest in nutrition and wellness and mind, body, and spirit. But particularly with my wellness coaching, I focus on nutrition and also mindset. So I host meditation sessions on a Monday evening, which are free of charge for anybody who's interested in joining me. And that's at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I coach people one to one, and I can help people with if they're wanting to lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight, if they're looking for more energy, if they have specific health issues. As I said, I can coach people one to one on a long term or short term basis, whatever people might need support, whatever support they might need, and basically tailor a program to a person's individual needs. So that's how I work.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
You. I also have, as I explained before, an special interest in emotional well-being, and so we've got the topic tonight. And Sanji and I certainly share a special interest in meditation, which fits in, I believe, with freedom, concept of freedom. So with the concept of freedom, I came up with a few different themes. So, first of all, looking at emotional freedom, I believe that meditation can certainly help with this. So, when I think about emotional freedom, I'm thinking about, for me personally, it's about the freedom, a sense of freedom to feel our emotions, whether they are perceived as negative or positive. So a sense of being able to feel the wide range, the full range of human emotions. And I feel that this is a wonderful blessing to be able to do, because there are times in our lives when we might experience trauma and our body tries to protect us, our body, mind, heart, spirit tries to protect us, and we might feel a bit numb from particular emotion. And I know that that has happened to me. Back in 2018, I was grieving very, very deeply for the loss of my mother who had died. She'd been unwell for some time, and she was my best friend, and I'd cared for her for 4 years. And basically, when she died, I was in shock and grief and quite numb, and I I didn't know how to connect with my feelings. And I was able to connect with a beautiful teacher, a healer in Indonesia, and I worked with her quite closely over a period of about 12 months. And she helped me to very, very gently, and through meditation as well, was one of the techniques that she helped me with, to face my feelings, to face fear, um, feeling anxious, feeling anxious, I said, feeling anger. And then as I was slowly able to start facing those issues, we also delved a bit more deeply into childhood trauma, and I was able to start with that as well, and start making some sort of sense of that and healing that. And then a few years down the track, there's been some ups and downs in my life, but I feel like now I'm more balanced and I have a greater capacity to feel joy and happiness and
Mhm.
excitement. Because for some time it felt a little bit, what's the word? I think I was a little bit concerned that if I felt too happy, I might just go whoop, straight down. And so I was a bit worried about that. But I feel like I have a broader capacity for emotional freedom now, and that is such a beautiful blessing. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about emotional freedom, Sanji.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a vast topic, and if you can like gather it into a very small, like a summarized version, like you mentioned, yeah, we all go through emotions, no, and some are very difficult to cope up with, and all through the years and through people who come uh, to me also to get some assistance. So then it is like okay, uh, it's like sometimes a pool of mud. Huh? And then, and sometimes what we do is we just bathe the mud and apply it all and try to apply it on other people also. No, if I'm sad, they also should be sad. Uh, and sometimes it's upsetting, no, if they are not sad or you don't feel it, no, or you are. And then, but later we realize like we can come out of that pit. Uh, and but we keep on jumping in, and sometimes we don't know to come out even. And if we are like really out of that pit, then we can give a hand to another person also, and that doesn't mean we have to jump into the pit even, no. So maybe a little bit will be come on to your hands or something, no. But or you can use toss a rope or do something like that, even a ladder or something. But still it's easy to wash, and it's not like you plunge into that pit of mud. And then yeah, still like the pit of mud will be close by, and so actually, like if somebody becomes like enlightened, they can totally be free of it. But there are instances like for very powerful concentration, you can build up like a buffer zone to be free, careful, and have like a happy spot all the time. Uh, so not that you won't feel that or you are numb or anything, but you have this build up of concentration, So there are negatives in the mind. We can slowly talk with while this discussion is going on. So then we can bring the opposite forces in our mind itself that can counter these. We'll talk about these. They're like the superheroes of the mind, and these the other things that come and like trouble our minds is like the bullies or the thugs of the mind. So we'll slowly talk about this.
Thanks for sharing that, Sanji. I love that analogy of superheroes and bullies or thugs of the mind that you that because I try not to think of negative and positive because they're not necessarily negative or positive. They all play a role in our human experience. So I really like that, and it's a bit humorous as well. So that's great.
Yeah.
The other the other aspect of emotional freedom that I've written down. So one of another sense of freedom that I thought would be worth talking about is having time freedom. And I think that this fits in also with our theme of living consciously, because I know for me, from my personal experience, I try and live in a conscious and intentional way, which means that I probably do things a little bit more slowly than other people, but it's the way that I can operate in this world. And I find that it works for me. So, what it means for time, what that means for me is about designing our days so that we can fit in the priorities and of course work and money, and that's the world that we live in. We need to attract money into our lives so that we can pay the bills, but being able to plan our days so that we have time for meditation, time for events like this, time for reflection, time for to spend with people that we love. I think they're all really, really important. And yes, I understand that work is important, but I feel that I guess what's coming up to mind when I'm discussing this is in terms of time freedom, that it's about balance as much as possible so that we can balance different aspects of our lives. So family, financial, social aspects, spiritual aspects, uh, work, and I guess, yeah, those types of things, that we can have elements of all of them in our days or our weeks so that it's not just that we're socializing all the time, or that we're working all the time, or that we're meditating all the time, or that we're praying all the time. We can mix it up so that we have a balance of these types of activities, these types of wholesome activities. And that's another word that I love that you use, Sanji, because it's really important. Okay, I'd love to hear your thoughts about.
Yeah, I'll best go in a crude way on this. So over the years, what I understood was like first you run the rat race, right? And you're so particular. School times, the younger times, even in some establishment or some place, you just want to keep it going, no? But late at some point, you understand like people don't even mind what your schedule is, right? And they don't even have a clue sometimes. And then at the end of the day, like uh, if we organize it properly and do, uh, that is for us, right? The individual, because like companies or working places, they want their work done, right? Even if it's some organization, this is to like for that organization, no? So sometimes like even some workplaces and all, they don't mind what you are, even if you came flying to that place, or what you ate, or what did you do your spiritual things or no religious things, or did you come by bus or car, was it raining or was it shining, no, doesn't it really matter. and say you become disabled or sick, or even if you pass away, nobody remember like, oh, his schedule was like this, no? And after some time, even if you are the best person, they would forget, right? In the course of history it happened. So it's better in a way, in a wholesome way, like you said, to align our schedule in the way. And because you see like people with disabilities, right? And some kind of situations or something, or they went through their life and they became what they are now, but they also cope up, right? And even like society understands this, no? Or they have to accept it for some reason. Maybe they'll distance themselves, but still this person is living, no? And doing what is needed, no? So at the end of the time, it's not like to please the society or anything. If we can like arrange the freedom we need, but we need to sustain, that's a bit difficult part in modern society, right? Because that takes a whole chunk of our day, maybe, and some people their whole of their life. But if we don't like try to be a crowd pleaser and then just try to run the rat race and see like what is really required, I think in latter stages in our lives we really understand this, what is really important, no? Because and then if we can organize the time accordingly, and I think always it's a choice. The time thing is always a choice, because some people say, oh, I'm so busy, and even holiday times they say we are busy, right? I'm busy with planning, I'm busy with packing. So that is not even a holiday, right? Oh, it's so hectic. And then you hear them saying the whole year was hectic. That's why you are on holiday, no? Then don't go on a holiday, right? Stay at home and put your feet up and enjoy a cup of tea or something, no? To do something, what you read a book or some good, no, do something or just relax, right? You don't have to put yourself into that, right? It saves money and everything. But if you really want to do it in a way you plan it. I know some people don't have the budget for that, but they can do a lesser thing maybe, no? Which is more relaxing. Huh? Uh, th- than going to the Maldives. If you can go to a local beach, the the job is still done, no? If you can have a nice time and relax. So the time management and just see our priorities, like you mentioned. Uh, According that, if you can line them up, and I always think like there's always time. And sorry, I'm taking a little bit of time here. Time, yeah, because you see, like in modern society, we should have more time, right? Because we have mobiles, we have internet, we have, and those days people they had to grow on their food, they had to go and work in the fields, bring it back home, grind it, pound it, do something, then cook it, and they had sometimes bunch of children. They had to like fix the roof again, maybe clay and things like fix the floor, walls, but still they had time to spend with their family, uh, and they had to sometimes walk to some destination. Now we can just hop into some vehicle and go, transport or even personal. And then the letters they had to wait for ages, like uh, yeah, at least 1 week for it to circulate and come. We just can just text a message or any kind of or even talk, no, directly like this. So then that excess time that was spent to all this, we should have a reserve of it, right? But we don't, no? We don't have. So we have filled it up with things what we want uh, for some reason. And now we say like we don't have time. But maybe we'll have to lower our standards. So standards means like if you, it's like affordability, right? Sometimes we spend more than what we earn. Like that life is also sometimes we trying to spend more than what we have, no? And then we say we are busy. But if we sometimes lower the bar a little bit, you can be much more comfortable when it's not a world pleasing scenario. At the end of the time, if you get totally broke out of this, there are people like that, no? Nobody even cares, no? They'll say, what a idiot you were. No? So, but it's better like if you live a moderate life according to what you wish, and then slowly spend your time very nicely. And because now you see everything going back to the roots again. Everything, even ecotourism, people are trying to go out of the grid, even organic food. So they changed everything and made it very toxic. Even internet, everything they made it kind of toxic, right? And then now they are selling the organic stuff for a very high price. Even
Yeah.
ecotourism and all this, no clean water, all. So they are also going back to the roots of things. So why not like we follow, because each country very individually very unique, no? They had their all even medicines, right? And now they are coming back to the authentic medicines and cures. So if we follow, at least now understand at some point, and then say like, okay, why not live the life we want? Than some please trying to please or get to some target that doesn't seem a reality, no? But there will be
Yeah.
something ahead of that. No, always there will be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, like I just want to say this. But time we should have more, right?
Technically, we should have more. So that's a
Yeah.
very interesting thing to think about. So somehow we've filled our days and our hours with other things, and that's really quite interesting. And it even fascinates me that you know our ancestors, as you were saying, they did a lot more physical work.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, the the fathers of the family went out and worked, perhaps as farmers or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I know my father was born on a farm, so
Mm-hmm.
his father was a farmer. Lots of physical work involved, and the mothers, daughters worked. Even washing clothes was like
Mm-hmm.
very manual. It wasn't like throwing it in a
Mm-hmm.
wash. It
Mm-hmm.
was labor intensive, boiling the water up,
Oh.
sure it's all clean, hanging it on the line. So these tasks would have taken so much longer. Yeah, but for some reason we've got all modern conveniences at our fingertips,
Mm.
and yeah, what I was going to say was it's interesting how a lot of people go to the gym. So they'll spend
Exactly.
hours
Ah.
in exercise. Well, I suppose that's an example of a way of filling our time that traditionally, or, our ancestors years ago did physical labor, and people are now going back to wanting to move their bodies. And I applaud that. I think that's amazing because
Mhm.
our bodies have to move. However, it's just interesting that, yeah, they've chosen a different type of activity to make sure that their muscles are strong and that they move well. But then we sort of get into, I feel, a bit of people going to the gym also so that they look really good. And it's not just about caring for their bodies, it's about looking attractive and, yeah, meeting social expectations of how men and women are meant to look. And that's another conversation
Mhm, mhm,
entirely. Yeah, it can get a bit toxic if people compare themselves to other people.
mm. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
like you see, because when you are in outskirts and all, you see people, no, and they look very healthy. When I was in Myanmar, they are very active, very active. They even sleep a little bit in daytime, but after that, it's like they are like uh, very active, like you wind them up, and so even like some cleaning we also used to help, but you cannot do. They do it so fast. So and yeah, so even in our countries and all, like you see, and these people didn't have to go to the gym. No, I saw one time I was going near a village, and there was this person plucking coconuts, no, and he was like a bodybuilder, no, with all the six packs and all, and like a bodybuilder, he was coming with. like how to say, like a bunch of coconuts in both hands with a
Yes.
knife in his back, and
Mm.
it was like a bodybuilder coming, right? So so they need this. Now the funny part is, like, people, even younger generation, they don't like to do anything at home, uh, or in their garden or anything, but they pay and go to lift metal, uh, in a place, right? Which is totally fine than being lazy or sick or no anything like that. But the funny part, sometimes you don't do at home. And those days, people, like, they used to do it, uh, and they were very healthy, uh,
Yes.
and they didn't have to spend them. And the environment in the family was also very nice, no? Because they were very healthy, they were active, they were happy. So now we have to pay a price for that also to get that. But sometimes if you concentrate it and do it at home, the exercise and all, it naturally happens also. Even if you
Yes.
don't have money to go to a gym, no?
Right. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah.
Very fascinating. What I was also wanting to touch upon, so I think a little bit, I'll talk about, I think, raise the topic of relationship freedom. So,
Mhm,
what I mean by that is, I mean about having the choice, and it goes back a little bit to time freedom and our schedules,
mhm,
choosing to spend time with people that you want to spend time with. So, for example, you and I have decided that each Friday night, 7 o'clock,
mhm,
we're happy to spend time with each other and anybody else who wants to join us.
mhm,
And that's a decision that we've made. So that's a sense of freedom in a way. Um, and for me, as I've grown older and wiser, perhaps, I have seen, really understood more the importance of spending time with people who are like-minded, who are positive, because it makes such a difference
mhm,
to our well-being. And it really helps us, I feel, if we can be around positive, like-minded people. And I think they really help us to think about what our priorities are, to if we're in a little bit of, we need a little bit of help, we can say, what do you think about this?
mhm,
And it may even be that they just to us and we can express ourselves and then work it out in our own mind. I think that it just is really, really beneficial to spend time around people with people who are like-minded and positive. And I've also heard the saying, and with my wellness coaching, we have a lot of personal development training.
mhm,
And they often say to us, we are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So
mhm,
that's something really interesting to think of as well. And who am I spending time with? Are they positive? And for example, when we're teenagers, we're very much affected by peer pressure and wanting everybody to like us, and
mhm,
that's part of the development, part of growing up. But yeah, as we get a bit older, I think it's really important to consider those people that you do spend a lot of time with and who can influence us. I'd
mhm.
love to hear your thoughts about
Oh.
that aspect of freedom,
Yeah. We
Sanji.
also do, like, after doing a good deed, also we kind of like do a prayer, saying that until the moment of enlightenment, may we only meet wholesome people, not the unwholesome. So yeah, because it can affect us in a big way, right? So, and we didn't know when we were young and all, this is so important. And we always try to trend, like, the trending, no? They call it, like, in modern, they say trending, no? So, and you also used to do the same thing in a different way, though we tell these young children now. But we used to see, like, who's the most famous kid, or no? Uh, then, or the popular, how to become like that, or no? Or even like movie stars or somebody, idol figures. So, but later you understand like there's a lot of things involved, no, in that, good and bad. So yeah, definitely me that has a huge influence. And in a spiritual background, yeah, it says like there is an ancient saying also, Anthea, if there is nobody to associate, not in an egoistic, arrogant way. I mean, there are some people like they don't have a big circle, no, of people like really close by, no. So it is, but it said like not that you should live well, be isolated or anything. But if there's no proper person to associate, it's better to be like the elephant in the jungle, no, uh, and live by yourself, because that disrupts your health and all aspects, no, wealth, mentality, everything, no, because if it's toxic, there are toxic relationships even, right? Abusive relationships, no, it can happen, right? Male, female, both sides, I mean. And
Right.
in family situations, no, sometimes, and then you see like people ganging up and then harassing the others, no, sometimes where lady goes to a family and there's always like conflicts with the mother-in-law usually, and then or the guy who goes there, he's like measured and judged about his wealth and know how he is. So it's not easy, right, even for a young couple. So usually they do the good best thing, like to live separately for some time at least, and then become more established. But yeah, so we need people in our lives, but we should be careful also. And there are like boundaries we can set up, and people need some alone time also, no. So and then some people, it takes some time to understand, and so and even accept also, right? Because sometimes you don't know, no, because some people they suddenly go silent, and then you wonder why, you know, whether they are angry or something. But that is how they are, right? And they also want some long time, no? So
Yeah.
yeah, it takes some time and understanding. And there are sometimes like if when you know, because friends can put you in trouble, no?
Yes.
Maybe it's the first friend who gave you the first cigarette or alcohol or even drugs,
Yes.
and then they promote do this, do this, do this, no? And it was not a good idea, maybe, no? Even in relationships, they say sometimes single people they try to promote even divorces because they are already single, right? You know, they like oh useless, no, like but no, it happens, no, like in some places, and you see on social media and all, like they are like gurus or like teaching, and what they are so toxic, right? They say the advice they are giving on some platforms, even like when you listen to them, like, oh, it's bit good to cheat and you should have multiple partners. Yeah, it's always have to have a backup. Come on, no? Who gives advice like this, right? And when you see these people, like they ruined their marriage or did something crazy, or no, and they have regret. And there are some people who gather this information and send also, because I'm
Yeah.
so free and like I'm back in my teenage times. They tell like I'm back in the market, no, and all
Mm.
this. But then there are like crying videos of them, like I feel so
Yeah.
lonely and I had to leave and all this. So
Mm.
yeah, we have to
Mm.
be very careful, especially modern days also with this social media and all. And there are people who sometimes come and just say things, and if somebody is listening to them, I think not with a pinch of salt, maybe 1 kilo of salt, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's so like you don't know even how to listen to those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite mind blowing, some of the things that come across. Yeah. Human nature is quite fascinating.
Mm.
But the aspect of social media, it just means that we're exposed to all sorts of different opinions and different yeah,
And Anthea,
different
there are people who come and just spill out everything on social media, even their
yeah.
personal stuff. I don't know for what reason, but
Mm.
And there were people even like who were promoting. There were some young people who took their lives, and the crowd who was watching was like promoting it. So you should, yeah, yeah. So it's very dangerous. What I mean, no, like some famous people, like famous, yeah, popular people, and they were like influencers and all. So some big breakup or something, and she was showing like she had some toxins, not poison. And some people are like, oh, if you are really, if this is really poison, drink it, drink it, drink it. They were like cheering her, and she actually took it and died. So there were a couple of instances like that. One one case, there was even her mother in that group. Really,
Really?
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
it's very tragic. And
Mm.
she didn't even try to stop. But later she came on online, and she was like putting this pity card out, and she was trying to bring like a cloud following to herself through that. But
Oh,
they did the research, and she was in that group watching her daughter. This was another case, and
yeah.
taking her life even.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know. No, this is weird, right?
No, it's pretty crazy as far as I'm concerned. Hmm.
A lot to
Yeah,
think about, right?
a lot about. So yes, and it just goes to show that being aware and being really selective about who we spend time with and who we allow to influence us. So they talk about influences, but not all influence is good. So
Mm,
we've got to pick the right influence for ourselves because yes, we do need it. We need human, we're designed to be connected to each other and we need human contact. However, we've just got to be careful about how we do it. All right. So we've got probably about another 15 minutes.
mhm.
Would you like to do meditation tonight?
Sure, sure, sure. Just before that, just give me a small time to tell about the positives and the negatives. I'll just tell.
Hey,
Just one moment. It won't take much time. So,
that's
Anthea, like
fine.
even in meditation, it applies. So these are like the bullies of the mind. One
Yeah.
is like they say like sloth and torpor. Yeah, it's like you feel lethargic, like I'll do it tomorrow, maybe next day, next month. No? Like even studies, no, or something we have to do, we always postpone sometimes. Uh, then even the year stuff we put it like next year, next year, next year, and also then so this is like a thug or a bully. So the main culprits they say in ancient wisdom is like greed, anger, and delusion. They are like the big bosses. But whatever we are doing, trying to do it as a child, even these bullies or the thugs, they come in. So there is a negative side that applies, and they come in or even studies. Or I feel so sleepy, lazy. Even some doing something, cleaning. Even some people even to clean themselves, right? They are lazy, even as children, no. So, so even like you just have to put it to that washing machine, right? And switch it on, but still people are lazy, right? You don't even have to, like you said, no, boil the water and do all these things. So the opposite is like it says like we start doing the process. If it's meditation, we start doing it. If it's reading or anything, we start doing it. Then it becomes like a habitual pattern. Huh? Then the second aspect is considered as doubt. Because when it's you are lazy, then you think like, oh, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's the wrong decision. All that meditation also this happens. Then the doubt factor is countered by the superhero. The opposites are the superheroes. When they are there, these guys don't even come close. And but they are very orderly. They have to come in order also. If the first guy is there, or the first person is there, the second person, third person, fourth person, like that. But the others are like very uh, dodgy and scammy. So and they can, if one guy, they don't need a order even. They can creep up in many ways. So then what happens is like the doubt factor disappears when you can start, when you are able to do something. Say 1 minute, you can say, oh, I stayed 1 minute. I can stay 5 minutes. Oh, I studied for 1 hour. or half an hour. I did the exercises. I cooked something. I can ride the bicycle. Or I went the work for work first day. It was not so bad. So then you get the confidence, no, in day-to-day life as well as meditation or any other practice. So even for the child, no. So this is like the opposites. And then first, it whatever we are doing, it's very unpleasant to the mind. It doesn't like it. It rejects it, no, like a alien object. That's another bully of the mind, and it goes very far. Then you complain or rebel against it. So even meditation, you said, oh, I really, but later, okay, it's like taking a hard pill. I'll do it, but because I know it's good, but it's difficult to swallow, right? And but later, oh, this object becomes like, first you negotiate, do all these things. Okay, I'll do this. Then you go away. I'll do 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Then I'm free. Studies, everything is like that, right? Huh? And then, then what happens is like this object becomes very pleasant to your mind. Even the hard work you do, sometimes you have a good sweat. That's why people go to the gym, even, right? It's not easy, right? Lifting all these weights. Yeah, some people don't like to do even if you're paid for, right? But here you pay and you do it, no? So, and then the pain and all, and even the object itself becomes like one of your best friends. So then you say, "Hey, come, come, and stay." Yeah, you don't like negotiate. Oh, okay, you can go now. Not like that. Even if they want to go, they say like, "Hey, stay for lunch, no? Or would you like to eat something or drink something? Why do you have to go now? No, like that, or like sleep. No, sometimes we used to switch off the alarm and toss to the other side and sleep because people like it, right? So and so likewise, the object also becomes very comfortable. This is called rapture. So meditation also this happens. Then you don't mind. Before it was like a very hard thing, but now it's very pleasant to the mind. This is the opposite of anger. Huh? The bully is anger. Then the third one is like sukha means happiness. Then there's a sense of happiness physically as well as mentally that occurs. So meditation also saying whatever you are doing, so you work, make a bed of flowers or no, cook something, prepare or even clean the house. After some time when you see it, you feel very happy. Uh, job well done, no? Or in best of my capability.
Yeah.
Even meditation later, like you feel so comfortable, you start feeling comfortable. You don't feel that tiredness no more. You feel physically and mentally also very comfortable. That is the opposite of monkey mind. Uh,
Okay.
Monkey mind and remorse, they say. Monkey mind, they both put these two together. That's why we jump to objects, different objects. The
Okay.
mind is very wandering and waving around. Huh? So when there's happiness, the mind can stay with one object or what they are doing or focus. So even a child, if they are like later, if they slowly convert it, there are some children you cannot take them off the books. You have to say, why don't you take a break, right? Some people they say like, you go home now, no, then have a break. No, they are right, uh, and because they enjoy sometimes, no, and they
Right.
do, and then finally it's like the full focal point. So this is the opposite of our sensual desires.
Okay.
When sensual desires are present, that means you don't have to go like very into depths of things. But what I like to see, what I like to hear, what I like to smell, taste, and feel. So maybe I have a go and have a drink or even stretching out, even the smallest of things.
Yeah.
But our we are distracted. So then it happens the opposite pattern, going downwards. Then the mind wanders, then you have remorse. Oh, I was going to sit for 5 minutes. I could not even do that. Then you feel angry and agitated. And then, then you have like doubt, am I doing it right or is there something wrong? And then like oh, I'm not good at it, no? and I feel bad or lazy. Maybe tomorrow I'll try, next day, or I go on a retreat and try, and you delay it. So either this way or that way, it happens. Sure, sure, sorry. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anthea, if you like, you please start, and I'll continue from there. Okay?
All right. Okay. Start. Okay. So making sure that you're in a comfortable position with lighting that is comfortable as well, and make sure that your temperature is comfortable so that you can sit still or lie still for the next perhaps 10 to 15 minutes as we progress through a beautiful guided meditation, starting to focus, observe your breath as it comes into your body through your nose or through your mouth, and then exhaling a little more deeply through your mouth or through your nose, whatever feels comfortable. And starting to notice the temperature of the air as you breathe in and the temperature as you breathe out. And now connecting with our heart space, you might like to place your hand on your heart chakra, which is located where your ribs meet in your chest, and visualize a beautiful emerald green energy center spinning in a clockwise direction. And breathing into your heart center gently and deeply. And you may like to visualize a beautiful flower. It might be your favorite flower, or it might be whatever flower comes to mind for you at this moment. And as you breathe in, seeing this beautiful flower open its petals fully to absorb the sunlight, the rain, nurturing energy. And as we breathe out, visualizing this flower closing its petals like sunflowers do at night time. Breathing in and seeing our beautiful flower spread its petals widely to receive nurturing energy, and breathing out and visualizing our beautiful flower closing its petals. And we'll do this one more time. Breathing in, visualizing the petals being spread widely and beautifully to receive beautiful, positive energy and light. And breathing out, seeing our flower close its petals like sunflowers do at night time. And visualizing now a cord that is connected from our tailbones, from our base chakras. This cord is connected to Mother Nature, and this is a grounding cord. And visualizing our beautiful grounding cord being connected from our tailbone, the base of our spine, down, 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 through the soil and the earth, coming in contact with all the microorganisms and the insects and bugs that are in the soil, all the beautiful nutrients that fill the soil, the grubs and the ladybirds and the insects and the spiders and the decaying leaves and plant matter, and seeing this beautiful grounding cord connecting with the heart of Mother Nature, and visualizing the heart of Mother Nature similar to our heart chakra space, visualizing a beautiful emerald green rock and seeing this huge emerald green rock. You might visualize this heart of Mother Nature with a heartbeat of its own, beating away, sustaining the life of the entire planet, which in turn sustains our life as a human being and the lives of all the animals and the plants and the insects and the spiders and the trees, the air, the water, all the beautiful forms of life which make up our amazing Mother Earth. And now, focusing on our breath again, breathing in and out a little bit more deeply. And if you can, breathing in for about 4 counts, holding your breath for about 2, and then breathing out for longer for about 6 counts. So I'll count this for you. When you're ready to breathe in, breathing in for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 2 counts. 1, 2. Breathing out for 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do this again. Breathing in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 2 counts. 1, 2. And breathing out for 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll do this once more. Breathing in for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 2. 1, 2. And breathing out for 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'd love to hand it over to Sanji to continue with our guided meditation.
Thank you, Anthea. So now you can slowly relax the body as much as possible. Just like Anthea guided you, if you want, slowly place your hands in a more comfortable position. Some people tend to place it maybe the palms upwards or downwards, even doesn't matter. And you can rest the other part of the arm, maybe on the upper leg area. Just do it in a very relaxed way. And since we use the breath as well as the heart chakra, slowly take your attention to that region and just stay for there some time there. And since we were talking about freedom, just stay there for a little bit. Just wonderful relaxation and settling down that Anthea brought up. So let's try to take it even further. Just let yourself rest in the cradle or the bed in your heart chakra, covered by all this beautiful light and all the relaxation you already received. And just try and see, like, try to spread. If that light is spreading all through your body, let it spread to the upper parts of the body, your shoulder areas, even through your hands or arms, even the lower parts of the body. Connect onto the floor and even release your eyelids. Let it loose. See whether if there's any tension, just let it loose like you are in deep sleep. And even your jaw muscles, the shoulders, all these parts, let it release. And even the shoulders, elbows, the palms, the hip, the knees, the ankles, and just feel the touch of the surface you have placed your feet upon, if they are a pair of shoes or a carpet or even just the floor itself. And just feel. And little by little, while you are in this whole surrounding or the region of your body, just make it more and more relaxed. Let it go. Any kind of excess effort or excess tension, just let it release, either from the upper part of the body through your breath or from your palms. If you need, you can slowly turn your palms upwards while they are resting on your knees or the kneecaps or your thighs. And then, even the soles of your feet, if anything is releasing, just let it release and you can let go. And slowly come back to your heart base and you can contemplate and understand. Even the excess tension, excess effort, when you let go, what kind of freedom or relaxation that happens. And not only that, just think like while you are resting in this safe place, when you are free from the past, free from the future, and you are in the present moment, how free you feel than carrying the burdens of the past or even the anxieties or the burdens of the future. Because one of them had already passed and the other had not yet arrived. So you can have a sense of freedom, which is a reality within this also, this moment. You will feel maybe your heartbeat and it will give you this wonderful message telling you that you are in the present moment. Because each heartbeat is like as 1 second in our lives. And with each beat, we'll understand new life happens, but it's all new. And now just think, now our mind is not full of greed or anger. There's a sense of freedom from that also. A sense of freedom even from the negatives we were talking, because they are like the henchmen or the bullies or the thugs of these big things that associates our minds. And just think like even for this very moment, it's called actually momentary concentration that gives you a sense of peace, happiness, and freedom. And just think how comfortable this freedom you feel. It makes you feel to your mind as well as the body even. When you are in sometimes anger, even our body feels it. And sometimes it's very disruptive. The other things are also like that. But here, when you separate yourself and you have this freedom from that space, boundaries, without jumping into that same pit, when you take yourself off that, and you can see like onlooker, like observer, what is really happening here. And just think, what if you take it to the next level? Even in a state, you can totally eradicate or remove these reasons that are removing our freedom. It's not all external freedom, because that is a very difficult thing, because it's so difficult externally to have total freedom. There's something that people are bound with, at least aging, sickness, even death. But inwardly, we can have a sense of freedom, not even a sense, a reality of freedom. If we go to the depths of the mind and remove, like as if it was a pool or that pit of mud, if we remove all that mud and clean it, even if we fall back to it, or even if somebody else jumps, there would not be any more mud. And then a person can actually be free from all this forever, even. And we can focus our lives with the freedom we make to better ourselves, to make it wholesome for ourselves as well as everybody, even the world, even the universe. And with that intention, just think, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings witness total liberation, total freedom, and reach the highest goals of happiness and peace. With that intention, to align our lives also in a way that is harmonious with our wholesome wishes and intentions, and with the projection towards the future, you can slowly bring your attention to your eyes and slowly open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Sanji. That was a beautiful way to finish off our wonderful events.
And thank you. You made the perfect setting for it. Eh?
Yes, yes, yes. It was a perfect ending. So I guess I would just love to invite people if they're wanting to speak to either connect with Sanji or myself. Please reach out to us on social media. We'd love to help you. And we look forward to seeing you in future events. And may you be well as a being of this world and happy. And I can't remember the other wish that you had, but peaceful. That was right.
Peaceful.
May you be well
May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful.
and may you be well, happy, and peaceful. And thank you
Thank you so
for,
much.
all right. I'll see you next time.
Okay, see you.